Hi there, TJ Bellotti again. Thanks for stopping back. I'm going to do a quick video about collections and the money that's owed to you. Look, we work for what we do, and I would say at the end of every month, I probably have 20% of my accounts receivable outstanding past the due date. Most of that is only aged, 30 days. Not a lot of it is much past that. But then again, the 30 to 60 day range is probably, at the end of the month, probably 7-8%. So that's a pretty significant amount, especially whenever I'm looking at payroll every month. So one of the things that you have to do, and I add this to my systems, every Monday, one of the first things I do every Monday morning is I do collections, whether it be collection emails or collection phone calls, and I try to do it as low impact as possible. I don't try to jump all over everybody and say, hey, you owe us money, make sure you pay us or we're not coming back to service your house anymore. Instead, I send a very low impact email that says, just wanted to remind you, looks like you have an outstanding balance. I'm sure it was a mistake. Click here to pay now. And usually within 5 minutes of me starting the collections process, I start getting payments in. So don't be afraid to reach out to the people that owe you money. In fact, you have to do that. One of the biggest problems we as small business owners have is cash flow. And if we don't stay on top of cash flow, we can be in trouble quick. It can be a matter of weeks, and we could end up upside down on some things. Now, again, as you know from watching all my other videos, I don't do debt. We don't really have any debt, so I don't have debt service to pay back, but I do have payroll and payroll taxes and sales tax and everyday vendor expenses. So you really do need to make sure that you're on top of your collections. And again, don't feel guilty just because you're calling someone and saying, hey, you haven't paid your invoice yet. They owe you the money. They weren't shy about asking you to perform your service, and they won't be shy whenever they think you screwed up. So, again, I send a real low-impact email that basically just says, just want to let you know, we show an outstanding balance in your account. Here's how much you owe. Click here to pay now. And usually that's all it takes. But I do know some startups, some friends of mine that have small companies, and it's one of their biggest concerns. They feel kind of guilty going back, and they feel nervous because if they ask for the money, the people won't use them again, or if a client only makes a partial payment, they feel like, well, maybe we didn't perform up to service. I'll just zero out the rest of the invoice. Don't do that. You're the professional. You're offering a service that they want. Remember, whenever a client buys from us, they're not buying our time. They're buying their time. So you have to remember that if they abuse you now, they'll abuse you later. So again, stay on top of your accounts receivable. Don't let them build. As soon as they go about a week past the due date, I start sending emails. That's why I do it every Monday. And if emails don't work, use phone calls. But again, get in the habit. Add it to your systems every Monday. It's one of the first things I do every week. And I make it a system. And that's one of the things I'm going to talk about in the next video is systems. But what I mean by that is you schedule what you do every single week, every single month, every single quarter, so that it becomes a machine that just keeps repeating over and over and over again. And that's how you make those baby steps we were talking about. All right. Have a great afternoon. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks.